There's a long silence.
Clay!
Hey there, Clay!
Xbox on.
Game on, baby! Wow!
Don't make a girl a promise you can't keep.
Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to the Xbox One Party Chat Podcast. It's the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. I'm this week's host, Delicious Cheese, and I'm joined by, as Ross would say, the queen of cosplay, Carina. How you doing, Carina?
I'm doing good. How are you, Rhys?
I am chipper.
Chipper.
Yeah, that's my word of the week, chipper. I'm chipper. You've got to say it with a British accent as well. And Clay's here as well. Clay, welcome back.
Hello! Thanks for the magic of the podcast and the internets. We there was no microphone issue there momentarily.
No.
And by the way,
No.
you are very chipper right now. Just as of like a minute ago, you were talking completely differently.
Yeah, as soon as
the
we said
podcast
go.
voice kicked in, and it was like, bam!
Right. Yeah, so a couple of minutes ago, I was like this, and it's like, yeah, life is just really crap. And hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. Yeah, just like that. Just up and down. Although
Magic.
my podcast voice is nowhere near as amazing as the Major Nelson voice.
If you guys could only, you have to be there. I wonder if we can get
You
him to
can't
just talk
imagine.
normally and then go into podcast voice. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
this man is on.
For those who haven't actually had the pleasure of speaking to Xbox Live's Major Nelson, there's two different people, obviously. Of course, there's Larry Herb, and there's Xbox Live's Major Nelson. And, I always tell people when they ask that Larry is completely genuine, and he is, but Major Nelson is like, it's like Larry turned up to 10, right? So when he's talking, he's just a really normal, chilled out, sort of mild-mannered American dude. And then it's like, okay, we're on the air? Yeah, okay. And then boom, the Major Nelson voice comes out and he's, hi, I'm Xbox Live's Major Nelson. It's amazing, really.
It's that broadcast quality. I was going to say broadcast journalism. I don't know what he went to school for.
The podcast magic.
He's director of programming, son.
I know. Many years of experience. How many episodes is he in? Like 800 episodes into that podcast?
Something
800.
ridiculous.
No.
Hey, this is episode 90, guys.
know.
We're approaching
we're getting
the
there.
3-digit number. And if we're lucky, we might be able to drag Big L back on the podcast for the 100th episode. Make sure you really tweet him and annoy him to do that. I mean, of course you don't have to, but it'll be funny.
Or just
And ask him about Black Ops 2.
Yeah, and ask him about Black Ops too.
So, guys, here we are, episode 90. We're without Ross today because he's looking after his wee one. So we should probably actually do a podcast because he's going to be really upset if we just keep waffling on about random crap. So why don't we start the episode with what we've been playing? And I'm going to swing to you, Clay, because you have been gone from the podcast for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Obviously I've been playing a lot of the pubs of the G's, getting some chicken dinners. Still very much addicted to that. Actually just jumped in for a quick game before we were recording this. One quick note that I'm quickly, that's a lot of quicks. Enjoying with that game is the jumping into, if I'm playing by myself, not doing solos anymore, just going in and playing with random other people and either duos or, the groups. It's pretty entertaining when you're playing with completely random people and they actually have microphones. It all works out if they have mics, but
And they don't speak Chinese.
yeah. No, it's been, I've done so far I've only done it 3 times. Just recently I started doing it, and it's the 3 games have just been very entertaining, and I'm like, I need to start streaming this again, especially.
Do you chat with them?
Man.
Or is it just silence?
Such a good streamer.
Yeah.
Is it silence?
Yeah, you can chat with them.
Yeah, you can. No, you can completely
game
chat
chat.
with them as long as they have their their game chat. As long as they have their mic on. So I've been playing that. Been playing some Siege still on and off. gearing up for that new content drop that's coming in end of the month, I think it was. And then also have been playing a lot of random older games thanks to the Xbox Game Pass.
Ooh, this is very interesting. But before you jump into that, I want to just quickly mention before it pops out of my head. No, I'm cutting in. But I just saw today on the Twitterverse some news that dropped that PUBG developed. Because I made a joke about China, and it's because China PUBG sort of has the Russian problem of Dota 2. Because all the Russians play on American servers and all the Chinese people play on American servers in PUBG. But anyway, they just everyone was complaining about cheaters and people with lag and blah, blah, blah. And there was a big controversy, and they just developed this new anti-cheat software to sort of, shut everyone up. And they turned it on. You want to take a guess how many accounts they banned in a day?
How many?
Once they switched this one on? Over 1 million.
Whoa.
Holy cow.
Over
That's
a million
a lot.
accounts got the ban hammer.
That's
Boom.
Wow.
pretty thorough sweeping of cheaters.
They went nuclear. That's
Yeah.
what they did.
Holy cow.
It was like, almost, it was entirely on PC as well.
Yeah.
By the way.
I was going to say, that's one thing that I do like about console online gaming. That's very rare that we run into massive cheating issues, it seems.
Yeah. And the people who do cheat will get reported, and Microsoft will follow up, and they'll lose access to their entire console. So it's like the punishment, on PC, it's like, oh well, I'll just, reinstall, I'll just make a new Steam account. You don't really lose anything. But yeah, so I just want to cut in and mention that. I thought that might be relevant. And if you kept talking, I definitely would have gotten interested and forgotten. So please tell us the old games you were playing.
No, I'm just playing a whole bunch of older games through the Game Pass. There are old school Pac-Man games that I've been playing. My kids have been enjoying me watching. Streets of Rage is on there and playing those. Golden Axe is on there. I've been going a big retro kick. In the evening, what'll happen is we have dinner with the fam, and then we sit down. The kids will all go down in the basement where we have the Xbox set up, and I'll sit with my older son, and my younger will either play, or both of them will play, whatever. But I'll usually pick up and play some of these older old school games, trying to weave that into their knowledge base of gaming, that there are
That's cool. That's cool.
Older
did you
cool
try
games
Mega
out there.
Man?
I have not jumped on Mega Man yet, but I did see that was on there.
Dude, that game is a lot harder than I remember. I tried it and I was like,
Well, we do have
Have games
the mini,
gotten all harder?
we have the mini NES, and that had Mega Man 1 and 2, or Mega Man just the first? I can't remember. It's one of them. And I started playing that. My son was like, "Oh, go fight Leaf Man," or I can't remember which the guy was. And I was like,
Leaf
"Oh
Man.
my gosh, this game is so hard. How did I play this when I was a kid? It's brutal."
Have you got the mini SNES yet?
No, actually, sorry, I do. I have that. I have it still in a box. I have not opened it yet.
You've not
I'm
opened
jealous.
it?
I really want one.
I
I'm definitely going to get one when I can afford it. It's so cool. I definitely want one. I mean, everyone tells me, "Oh, why don't you just make a RetroPie? It's cheaper." But it doesn't have the controllers. It's not as cool.
not the same.
The menu
get the
system
box.
in it is great as well. It's got that whole save. I mean, I'm assuming it's got the same functionality as the other one, and it's got the great save features and auto resume from where you were playing. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Okay, so my question to you is, what retro games have held up? What retro games are just as good, if not better, than you remember?
Oh man, easily Streets of Rage is. I feel like I could just play that all day long. I was trying really hard to get into Golden Axe again. I don't know. It was getting on my nerves at one point, going back through that. You know what I meant to look and see is that I always enjoy playing that I haven't, that I play in the old, if we run into an old arcade, is, what is it, 1942? Is it 1942?
Yeah.
43? The air-
1942.
Yeah. Those usually,
The
I love.
shooting plane.
Yeah,
The
those I
airplane.
usually
Yeah.
love playing. I'm not sure if that's on Game Pass. This is what's crazy with Game Pass is there are so many games in Game Pass. It's like I get kind of overwhelmed with what I should download and play. And I find myself, I'm like, all right, I'm going to download this, and I play it for like a minute. All right, let me jump and play another game. Download it, jump and play it, and then I've been playing what's it? What is it? Overdogs? Watch Dogs.
What? I was like, what?
Overdog was that.
Yeah, Overdog was that service.
We even had one of the developers on here.
We
once,
did.
Tyler.
We
You
did
remember?
have. Yeah, we had them on here. I was like, is it Overdog? No, it's not Overdog. What was it?
I have an
Watch
Overdog
Dogs.
shirt.
I do as well somewhere.
Yeah.
Which Watch
Anyway.
Dogs was it? 1 or 2 though?
It's
guessing
one.
one.
That's the one. That's the one that's
Ah.
on Game Pass. I think it's on
Game
Game Pass. Maybe it was Games with Gold. I don't know. I've been playing that as well.
Okay,
I'm all
what do you
over
think
the
of it?
place.
Because then you have like a sort of unjaded opinion.
I think it's kind of wonky. It's grown on me. I tried playing it a few months ago, and it seemed kind of, I don't know. The controls were just funky. To me, they're still kind of funky, especially the driving.
Oh, the driving's so bad on that.
yeah.
so bad.
I
I
feel like
mean-
I'm flying.
And then
almost.
they were like, Ubisoft was like, okay, gentlemen, we have created the game Watch Dogs and we have made this lovely driving engine. Everyone hates it, but they are Americans, so they do not know what they're talking about. Now let us create a game just about driving. We will call it Drive Club because that makes sense, no? And we use this driving engine for the driving game and everyone will love it because we are Ubisoft and we are genius. And guess what happened?
Oh yeah,
It sucked.
yeah, big time, big time.
That accent was brilliant.
Was it?
Oh, you know what I've downloaded again. That my kid, for some reason, it didn't click to me. And you were talking about driving. Is Hot Wheels Forza DLC? So I re-downloaded Forza Horizon and the Hot Wheels DLC, and going to be playing it probably this evening. And my son's probably going to freak out when he sees it.
4K update.
Does it have 4K update?
They made a
so.
4K update last week. Or the week before.
Oh, that's going to look pretty.
Yeah, it already had HDR, but now it has
Yeah.
4K.
I was gonna say, I thought it had HDR because that was one of the games that I fired up when I got my TVs, the 4Ks.
If I remember correctly, it was the very first Xbox One game with HDR for the Xbox One S.
It's a beauty.
It is. That game is just amazing. I'm really excited to see where the next one is. Actually, that will be at this year's E3, I bet.
You think?
Oh, we're not far from E3
Rumor has it that it might be in Tokyo, and it might be going for a more urban theme.
again.
Is
Ooh.
it a drifting theme?
It might well be. I'm hoping it has an exclusively Eurobeat soundtrack, if that's the case.
Very interesting.
Anime memes. They're the best. So, what about you then, Carina?
Oh, I'm pretty boring. All I've done is play PUBG again. I need to get off that game though. Like I've been
Why?
on it way too much. You know,
Well,
when
you did play Sea of Thieves too.
Oh yeah, no, I've spoke about that, but no, yeah, I obviously finished up until the end of the closed beta. Played a lot of Sea of Thieves. Killed many ships, killed myself many times, got blown up by other teammates many times. When they say, "Oh, just hold the gunpowder, let's take it on the ship," no, that is not what happens. 3 seconds later, you're blown up, and this didn't happen once. I fell for it twice. So yeah, but no, yeah. Apart from that, I've been pretty boring. I need to download Crazy Taxi on the game. Is it Crazy Taxi for the games with gold? I still
you
need
were
to
talking
download
about how
that.
you
Yeah,
want
I
to play
talked about it
that.
last week, so I still need to download and play that. Other than that, I've just been playing PUBG. Got a few chicken dinners with it. Finally got the times 15 scope. I died, but I finally got the times 15 scope. So if anyone's ever had
Was
that
it worth
before,
it?
that's a bit weird. It was supposedly worth it, but I
Is
died.
it only in the crates?
Yeah, you can only find it in the supply drops.
Yeah.
Apart from that,
there's-
it's just simmered.
Yeah.
Simmered PUBG, but no, I seriously need to get on another game because I'm spending way too much time. I'm hoping to try and get onto Monster Hunter, but I'll leave that to you.
I've noticed that you sort of you're the sort of person who fixates on one particular game. Like you'll you play a little bit of all the other stuff, but there's like one game that you like to play for like a long period, and then you switch to a different one. You know, it was Destiny, and then you were all about Destiny 2, and then you were all about Fortnite, and now you're all about PUBG. So I'm guessing probably Sea of Thieves is going to come next.
Yeah.
If I had to wager. And you know, Clayton, he just plays
Everything.
Siege, and that's it.
Well, other than
No, he just we did manage to get Ross off of Rocket League though. So I think
that's
that was
true.
a triumph.
That should be like an achievement.
Yeah, it was definitely. I think the guys from Rocket League Psionics, they should send me something for that. Did we have Psionics on here before?
We
did.
Yeah.
I think in like our 4th episode we had Psionics on here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did. That was so long ago. We should definitely get them back at some point. Well, I suppose it's my turn then. I've been playing I've been playing 2 video games this month. I've actually been playing a bit of Terraria. Have you guys ever played that?
No.
No, but I always like the look of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's more or less 2D Minecraft, but It's got enough different to, like, it's much less focused on survival and building than it is than Minecraft. It's more focused on adventure and exploration, which suits the sort of 2D nature of it. You know, you do a lot more combat. You don't have to worry about starving to death and that sort of stuff. And it's actually kind of fun. It's split screen co-op, and it works really well. And it's surprisingly addicting. It's got that Minecraft just a little bit further, you know, sort of thing. But it's so obtuse, you know. Minecraft is the same. You can't play the game without a wiki open. Like, you need to have your phone with you. Like, we're like, okay, we need to do this. Get the phone. Looking through the phone. How do we make a sword? Oh, okay, we need tungsten. Where do we find tungsten? Okay, it's down there. Oh, we need to refine. It's you know, survival games. But it's pretty fun. And I have also, of course, been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World. In fact, this is the first game in a long time that has actually occupied my thoughts outside of gaming. Like, you know when you get a game really hooks into you when you're thinking about playing it, when you're not playing it. It's Monster Hunter is doing that to me, and it's been a long time since a multiplayer game has really done that to me. On Sunday I played all day with one of the other moderators, Ryan, our light, and the game has one of the stupidest, most awful matchmaking systems in the world. I have to say, it's one of the worst things I've ever seen in all my years of gaming.
Isn't it broken? I thought it was completely broken on the Xbox.
It was broken. They fixed it. But, okay, so if you're in a guild, it's fine. If you want to play casually and you don't care who you're playing with, it's fine. But if you want to play with specific friends and you're not grouped up, like not guilded up, you would think that all you have to do is send an invite and go. But no. Like, for example, if you want to play a story mission together, right? Get this. This is how it goes. Both of you have to go separately, like launch mission number 10 on your own in, quote, you know, single player. Both of you have to play through the mission to get, like, at the same time, not in the same world, because you're playing in single player. So you both play through the mission until you've seen all the cutscenes. Once you have both seen every cutscene in the level, typically just before the final monster, because normally, you know, for the single player levels, you have to hunt a monster. That'll be like the goal of the mission. So you go in and you have to track him and you have to follow his footprints, and, you know, there'll be a couple of cutscenes throughout the level, and then eventually the monster is revealed and then the hunt is on, like the chase is on. Once that happens, the game will alert you that you can now call for assistance. And the game has a pretty cool way of doing it. Basically, you fire an SOS flare up into the air, and any random player who is in the town can respond to any active SOS flare, so they can jump in and help you. It's a cool idea. But what you have to do is you've got to both play through until the SOS flare point. Then everybody has to quit, except for one guy who's the host. Then everyone else quits back to town. Then they go to the the message board and respond to his SOS flare and join on him. And then and only then can you play the actual story mission together.
That is insane.
That sounds a
It
bit
is
too much.
awful. It took us half an hour to figure that out because we had to read through everyone raging about it on forums. You can't just join on your friends. It doesn't work that way. It's so convoluted. But once you play together, it's so worth it. You can have 16 people to take on these gigantic monsters, and it's just really fun and addictive. I was saying on Twitter that I had one of the coolest moments ever where we were fighting this giant half T-Rex, half rhinoceros thing, and I had the bright idea to climb up onto a hill and dive off of it. I thought I was going to do a diving attack, like just to be a hero, but I landed on its back and I started like riding the thing like the world's craziest rodeo host, and it's like charging around trying to throw me off, and everyone's laughing, and it bucked me up into the air, and then I thought I'm dead because I flew up so high. But then everyone has like a little grappling hook that you can like swing from tree to tree and stuff with. And out of a panic, I fired my grappling hook back into the monster and pulled myself into its neck and brought it down. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever done in video games. I think I should stop video games now. I think I should take up knitting or something because I'm never going to top that. But yeah, it's great. So I'm really waiting for you guys to start because the game is hard.
I've heard it's pretty deep.
It's like right now, I hate to use Dark Souls, but it's basically the best analogy I have. Like right now I'm at Dark Souls level. Soloing these monsters is next to impossible. I have to guzzle potions like crazy and avoid one-hit kills. Donkey has a really funny video at the moment about Monster Hunter. Go and watch it if you want to laugh. It's great. So it's like you need a team, and some of the really big monsters you can't do on your own at all. So I'm waiting for you guys to buy the game so we can party up. And anyone who listens to the podcast, if you want to hunt monsters with me, add me on Xbox Live. Delicious cheese with a Z. Let's kill some monsters, yo.
Monsters.
Exactly. I mean, actually, they're more like giant dinosaurs, but the game calls them monsters. But yeah, it's cool. Anyway. We've been rambling for like 20 minutes. So that's great. Sorry, Ross. I think we should probably check what's going on in the subreddit because this is meant to be a subreddit themed podcast. Take it away, radio lady.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat podcast. This week in the subreddit.
The topic is, it was posted, in fact, by user Sean I Knob. User Sean I Knob posted that their Red Dead 2 Redemption details have allegedly leaked, and the details promise Battle Royale mode, first-person mode, and much more, and a new release date rumored to be October 26th.
Well, actually, the release date that came directly from.
That's is it official?
Yeah, that was official. That came out earlier in the week, or was it last end of last week? Which I don't think was any surprise. Actually, I saw a post on Reddit that was really funny. I think it was maybe in our gaming, or was it here on the sub, that it was like you can always anticipate something. Death, taxes, and Rockstar to delay their game.
That's about right. But you know what, Clay? I'll let you lead this one because you're the resident Red Dead fan here.
I love some Red Dead. Yeah, I was very excited about this. I think it's to be expected since the popularity of PUBG as well as Fortnite has just exploded with the Battle Royale modes. I'm sure we're going to see some new games launching with these modes for their multiplayers. I think Red Dead would make it a really good option for this. I loved Red Dead's multiplayer when it worked and wasn't so.
Yeah. I actually think even GTA 5 could benefit from a Battle Royale mode. And Sea of Thieves, damn it.
Sea of Thieves would be great for that. Even if it was a mini
storm that closes in.
Yeah. I think a lot of these games can very much benefit from the hype as long as it's not the sole thing. It's an additional game mode. I think people were hinting at, what was it? The new Battlefield that they were just talking about earlier at the end of last week, I think. They were saying there's going to be a new Battlefield, and people were speculating there's probably going to be some sort of Battle Royale mode in the new Battlefield game, which I think perfectly makes sense. But it would be cool. You got horses, you've got a whole bunch of different weapon varieties, going in and out of buildings. I mean, it sounds very much like, what we have today in PUBG. I'm just wondering if they have to bring it down to a smaller scale, that's not 100 players. It's still capped off at 50 or less than 50, which is, I think, would still be pretty fun. Or even doing some sort of a teams type thing. Gang warfare.
I definitely don't think they could do 100. I mean, we all know that Rockstar makes really good physics engines, and calculating 100 players' physics at once, I mean, oof.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, the leaked screens that were there look really good. I think they were leaked screens. Were those officially released screenshots in that article? I don't know. It looks, the game, I cannot wait to see more info on this game. It's been a while since Rockstar's put out a new game. GTA was released, what?
Yeah.
3-4 years ago? Which, by the
Longer.
way, I still never finished the story mode, and I still have never done a heist in GTA.
I'm the same, actually. Completely the same. You know, there's actually, speaking of funny our gaming images about Rockstar, there's a really funny one that I saw, I think maybe mid last year, and it's like, you can actually see the moment when Rockstar discovered microtransactions. And like they had like this timeline of like really steady releases, you know, Rockstar releases this, Rockstar releases that, like all of them were like clockwork, you know, nice and steady. And then GTA 5 just releases shark cards, nothing for like forever, like half the time that was there it was quite good.
Battle Royale mode would be pretty cool, I think. I reckon it's going to become its own genre.
I mean, it's just a fun mode to adapt into anything. If you remember, Battlefield 4 sort of had a really interesting Battlefield-y idea around this. I can't remember the name of the mode, but it was advertised as the new hotness. Clay, help me out here. I think it starts with O.
I'm drawing a blank, man.
Basically, I think it's a bomb. And you have to, it's like a central object that you pick up, and it pulls everyone in the map into the one spot to get this one thing. And I think you have to pick it up and take it back to your base or move it around. Are you talking about
Halo and the skull?
No. No. There's a mode on Battlefield 4 that was
Oddball.
No, but basically,
and it begins with an O. It's Oddball. You're thinking Halo.
It's not Oddball. I'm thinking about Battlefield 4. You know what? I'm going off script and I'm googling this.
100%. 100% Oddball Halo
mode. No.
You pick up this thing and then you can beat people with it, or you can throw it.
It does start with O. It is on Battlefield 4. It's obliteration. Yeah. So obliteration mode is that the two teams battle it out to get their hands on the bomb that spawns in a random location on the map. And once it's been acquired, the opponents have to move the bomb to 3 different objectives to arm it, and then another one to destroy the objective. So it's like basically everyone has to come to the central point. And that wasn't exactly a battle royale mode, so to speak, where the play area shrinks, but it sort of kept the entire battle focused on one point, which is something that Battlefield has never done before that game. Well, I mean, and so I think that was fun, and I think it could work really well with the actual Battlefield.
I don't know how they would do it, though. I don't know how Battlefield would do it compared to some of these other games. Battlefield has a huge level of destructibility in their games.
Yeah.
So how do they, and you need a pretty big map for a significant player drop to come in.
Well, Battlefield maps already have 64 players.
Yeah, but it was like 2-on-2. It wasn't, could you do teams of smaller, like teams of 5 or something like that, or teams
in
of
Battlefield?
4?
You could squad up to a squad of 4, and I think I think, was it Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 5 that let you do, or Battlefield 1, not 5, Battlefield 1, 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, exactly.
That's, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Ingenious.
Thanks EA. But one of them let you have 5 instead of 4.
That seems odd, though.
Yeah. It's the big appeal. I mean, is lone. At least for me, is the lone wolfing it. It is.
Yeah,
fun.
I think
it is fun going in with groups, but it is also a lot of fun going in lone wolfing it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, one of the staples of this genre seems to be that people have to loot their own stuff, and you don't really loot anything in Battlefield. So, I mean, it would be interesting to see if they could do it. Because, speaking of Battlefield, EA confirmed a new Battlefield for this year, surprising nobody. What genre not genre, sorry, but what period do you think they will do this time?
If this is not modern, I will kick the crap out of EA. No, I'm just joking.
We've got this recorded.
Yeah, I know. I love some Battlefield. Like, I will, if there's one game that's going to get me to quit Siege, it will be if they put out a modern Battlefield and it's on par with Battlefield 3 and 4. I will.
When Clayton and I play Battlefield 4 together, it's great because, I'm so helpful.
Madness. It's the craziest stuff can happen in that game. I absolutely love it. I don't want another Battlefield 1, non-modern time. I thought it was going to be really cool going back and playing, World War I setting? I played it for maybe a month and it just did not click with me for whatever reason. It's just, I don't know. I think it was different. There was no weapon attachments. There wasn't a unlockable. It wasn't the same. You unlock guns and that was it. It was too simple.
I just don't like I like the modern genre, like the modern setting. I think it's fun, but I don't like all the lock-on weapons.
Right.
Because I like to fly. I spent almost all my time in Battlefield 1, 2, and 3 in the sky, especially 2 and 3, in helicopters. And Battlefield 4 ruined air gameplay because of just every person had, you'd spawn in a helicopter and 50 stingers had just come for you. It would be that they ruined it. And I think they should scale back the amount of lock-on weapons. Same with, even in tanks, everything just locked on and fired. The gunplay was good, but I think they went a bit too far in favor of infantry for Battlefield 4 anyway. That's my opinion.
Carina, did you ever play any of the Battlefields?
No, mainly because it sounds weird because I kind of want to go, oh, shooters are not my type of game, but all I've been playing for the past probably 6 months is shooters. But no, the whole Call of Duty and Battlefield franchise I kind of stayed away from, just because I'm one of those people that just spray and pray when I'm shooting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
that's a valid tactic in Battlefield because Battlefield has a suppression mechanic where if you fire a machine gun in the general direction of other people, they become suppressed. They cannot see, hear, or aim correctly.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
Maybe I should
lay down covering fire, so even if you're missing, you're
maybe
I'm
this
helping.
is my perfect game.
just shoot in the general direction.
Just shoot and hope. It'll be fine. It'll all be okay in the end. But no, I haven't really played, but I'd be quite interested to see what they bring with the new one. Definitely.
But Battlefield is so different to Call of Duty. Battlefield is chaos. You could be just walking along in a building and a plane can come out of the sky, hit the building and collapse the entire building that you're standing in. And it's it really annoys a lot of people. Especially COD players, because COD is very twitchy and skill-based, right? So typically when you die, it's your own fault. You weren't as fast as the other guy. You weren't as skilled as the other dude, or maybe he outplayed you. But in Battlefield, the building you're standing in happens to collapse on you. Well, tough titties, you're dead. You can't do anything about that. And that annoys a lot of people, you could just be running along to the objective and then a random mortar shell that, I might have, fired a tank shell at another tank and missed. And it's sailed over the horizon, flies down and hits you and kills you at random. That happens, and people get really mad about that. They're not prepared for the chaos.
They do have option other modes without vehicles. I have buddies that hate playing in the vehicle modes because they don't like that. They prefer the COD style or the 4-on-4 or the two huge teams fighting it out each other. I, on the other hand, love the Rush Conquest modes, and it is
Conquest
all out
is
craziness.
Only true Battlefield. If it's not Conquest, it's not Battlefield. GTFO.
Oh man.
Or rather, PTFO. So yeah, you have to play the next one with us, Carina, if it's good. You might enjoy it.
I'll just drive in a tank and just run everyone over. I don't do that also.
You can try. It's
work?
chaos.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just shots everywhere.
You can do the craziest stuff because it's a team game, so you can hop in a tank together with people. Like, you have a driver, a gunner, and you can even have someone who has like a laser designator to point like laser targets. We used to shoot helicopters out of the sky with a tank because we laser designated the chopper. You can do funny things like that. It's a great game. But I think we should move on. User Kim Woo mentioned Monster Hunter World, actually, and PUBG in one. So it's very topical for today's discussions. But Monster Hunter World overtook PUBG for number 1 spot on the top paid games on the Xbox Store this week. What the hell?
That doesn't surprise me. The amount of publicity and positivity that Monster Hunter has gotten within just a week or two of its release. Even I'm considering the game, and I've not really. Oh, I played one of the older Monster Hunter games, but it looks so cool. And you can dress a cat. Well, it's not a cat, but it is a cat. So
it's a cat.
I'm sold from that.
My cat's name is Biscuits because I'm cheese and he's biscuits. Cheese and biscuits. Get it? That's great.
That's cool.
I'm a genius.
I get it. What's your cat look like?
Crazy. She is a calico, and she's got like a Scottish fold, so she's got the folded ears. And she's wearing a turban and she has a fake mustache.
Mario style.
Which only mildly racist. And it's really, she has a giant, guitar that she hits people with. Because I spend all my money upgrading the way my cat looks instead of my weapons.
I'm pretty sure that's what everyone does.
But, what I was going to say is this is actually pretty significant because this is a Japanese game. And it's very Japanese, which I explained before, but it's a Japanese game. Japanese games traditionally do very, very, very poorly on Xbox. Like, when it comes to Japanese games, it's Nintendo or PlayStation, right? So to see a Japanese game hit number 1, overtake PUBG, most popular game in the world, even if it's only for a week, that's good news for any Japanese developer who maybe didn't have any faith in the Xbox, right?
Or just want to do something different besides a shooter.
Yeah, well, you know what? I heard someone say this, and it actually rings true, and that's every gamer likes Monster Hunter World. Or every gamer likes Monster Hunter, they just haven't used the right weapon yet. Because in Monster Hunter, the weapon you hold actually completely changes the game. And for example, I use the switch axe, which is a giant axe that actually transforms into a giant sword because, screw you. It just does it because it does. And that appeals to me. But, there's so many other weapons. For example, there's 3 different ranged weapons. No, 4. And so when you play with the bowgun, it's basically like playing a third-person shooter like Gears of War. And you play with the heavy bowgun, it's like a sniper rifle, and you can even lay down and fold out the stock and snipe down the sights. From a distance, and you can play with the bow, which is actually kind of like, if I was to use Gears of War, it's like playing with a shotgun. You play up fairly close. So it's, and there's a gun lance, which is a lance with a revolver built into the handle because, reasons. But so if you want to play shooters, you can play, Monster Hunter World as a shooter.
Are you locked into the class or the weapon that you pick?
Nope. So what the game does is it gives you every single weapon there is at the beginning and says, pick one, have fun. And you have all of them. They're just there. And you can go back, you play one weapon for a while, I'm bored with this, and you can go and choose another one. And you actually have a private area where you can try out the weapons peacefully if you want. The game is all about, hunting the monsters and then using their parts to, like their ingredients and body parts to build new weapons. So you don't actually lose anything. So yeah, the game gives you everything and just lets you choose.
Just lets you go wild with it. Guessing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can. If you like shooters, don't skip Monster Hunter World. If you like hack and slash games, don't skip Monster Hunter World. It's got a bit of everything.
And monsters that you can
and
hunt.
monsters, mostly, but they're like giant dinosaurs. But yeah, that you can hunt.
Oh, actually, sorry,
And
Rhys.
cats.
One thing that I did see that I didn't realize until I did watch that video donkey video, which I thought was really, really funny as usual. But I didn't realize that there were, like, you would go in and fight one monster, and then all of a sudden you could bump into another monster, and then another monster could come in.
Oh yeah, man, it's crazy. I was fighting this this monster. It was like basically a giant lizard, like a giant gecko, and out of nowhere comes the big daddy. Like basically every map has sort of a big daddy who you have to stay away from, and the big daddy of the first map is this T-Rex. Looks like a T-Rex, and out of nowhere comes the T-Rex, and I was like, "Oh crap, it's the T-Rex!" And then they start fighting, and the T-Rex just like picks him up and by the neck and just tears him limb from limb and kills him and walks off. I was like, thanks, bro. I had that, but thanks anyway. So it can happen, and it happens so funny in Donkey's video, having all the different monsters turn up at once, but It really does happen that way. The maps are open and the fights can go on for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes when the monster runs and you have to chase it, and crazy stuff can happen.
I watched a video where two monsters, they had like horns and they just ran into each other. Well, one was about to attack the player and another one ran in and they ended up just headbutting each other and falling over, and then basically they couldn't do anything, and it was just like, oh, okay, that solved that. And then the player just like walks off. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. The game has a sort of like functioning ecology. So certain monsters prey on other monsters. Certain monsters eat other monsters. Every monster sleeps in its own place. It drinks. They all have their own behaviors. So if you are good enough to lead a monster into a certain spot, that you can have like turf wars between other kinds of monsters. You even get bonuses for watching the turf war from afar.
Turf war.
It calls it a turf war, so I'm just using the game's terminology. But yeah, so Monster Hunter World, top spot. That's pretty good. It's only February, and we've already got PUBG, and we've already got Monster Hunter World. Like, these are two really great games that came out really early in the month. And then we've got, next week, we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance coming out, which looks amazing. Looks like, Skyrim Mark II. And I got sent some really epic swag, by the way, from the guys at Warhorse. They sent me a hat and a scarf. So thanks for that, Rick. And then the week after that, we've got Sea of Thieves. Like, who has the time to play all these? It's only February.
Sea of Thieves! I'm so excited because I'm pretty sure the controllers get delivered soon.
Oh, did you order one?
I did. I pre-ordered.
Ooh. Well, this came full circle. Today I was watching the co-stream between Jez Gordon from Windows Central and Robbie from Microsoft. They have the morning mixer that they do. And they were playing Monster Hunter World. And they were playing, and a giant dragon flew down and stole the monster that they were fighting to take away to eat it, and they got really upset. But also, Sea of Thieves related, and this podcast related, listener Blonde But Geeky. Is it Blonde But Geeky or Blonde and Geeky?
But Geeky,
One of those.
I think.
Blonde But Geeky. Anyway, hi, how you doing? Shout out. She won in the chat at the time a custom Sea of Thieves controller, like the cool new ones that they gave away. So congratulations. I'm mad jealous, by the way. Are you getting one, Carina?
Yeah, I've okay. They need to stop releasing things because they released some more shop stuff today or this week, and already my mum has sent me several screenshots, and it looks like we're going to probably get the whole store if they don't stop. And my bank account can't take it anymore.
Your mom is a bad influence.
I know. I was going to say, man, I could only imagine.
She's like, they've released more stuff. I was like, we've done enough already. We've already. I was like, I can't take any more. Yeah, no, we pre-ordered the game. We've pre-ordered the controller. We've got the art book pre-ordered, and we've got the Tales of Sea of Thieves. Although I think that's my mum's birthday present. But
That's great.
But yeah, and then now they've released a limited edition exclusive art prints. They've got a coin. What else did they release? They released something else that I was after. I can't remember. They released something else, and I was just like, I can't do this.
Just wait till the chicken plushie comes out.
When that comes out, that's it. I'm straight on that. They need to make one. They need to.
Yeah.
I'm still annoyed they didn't put it in the closed beta. That there was no. I went to Chicken Island and there was no chickens.
That's sad.
False advertisement.
By the way, I played a match with Ross, and also with Bob Duck and Weave. He's a mixer streamer and also a podcaster. And also Emma from Rare on the Sea of Thieves teams, who we've had on the podcast a few times. We played a game of the open beta together, and it was really, really fun. I actually made a video on it. If anyone wants to watch us absolutely fail at pirating, you could find it on my YouTube or my Twitter. But it was great. I really am looking forward to that game, and I think we definitely have to have some Party Chat podcast attempts at sailing, but Clay or Carina, you guys have to be the navigator. I've sacked Ross.
Oh yeah, I heard his.
I saw.
Was it Ross North?
You saw east, south. Ross, that is not a direction. East, south. Good Lord.
You need to turn left. You're like, left of what? Or like,
yeah, he said you need to straighten. I'm like, relative to what? I'm in the open sea. It's fun time. Seriously, that game is
what day is it?
Really
it comes
fun.
out the 20th, doesn't it? What day is it?
Yeah,
what day is it?
And you guys should expect a lot more videos like that from us. I think over the Sea of Thieves things. I've had a lot of people asking me to do more just like that, so I definitely will. It's really fun. But I think we should probably talk about the very last topic that we have here, and that is also EA news. And that's not related to Battlefield, and that is surprising nobody, but Anthem has indeed been delayed. And it's officially coming in 2019. And this was posted by user Champ9889. Is this surprise anyone?
No.
Are you guys still hyped for Anthem, or are you on the? Are you on the? Are you still feeling the effects of Star Wars Battlefront 2?
No, mainly because I didn't let it bother me in the first place, so I just was like, nah, okay, microtransaction, see you later. But Anthem, I've been excited for. However, I do want to wait for a little bit more gameplay. I mean, they showed a bit of gameplay last E3. You know, the whole. It just reminded me of
so
Ant-Man cross with Destiny cross with Mass Effect, maybe.
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man, yeah, because of the suit.
Not Iron Man, but Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Yeah, the film Ant-Man.
What?
Because the suit.
You've killed Clay. He's dead.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Maybe just me on that one.
Iron Man. Iron Man is the one with the big metal suit. And he flies around.
Yeah, but Ant-Man does this. Oh, never mind.
Ant-Man has a helmet.
He turns small and he talks to ants.
He has a helmet. He doesn't have a suit, like a robot suit. He just has a helmet.
Oh, maybe I just mean Ant-Man.
Missiles or lasers.
No, he talks to ants.
Maybe I do mean Iron Man then. One of them.
Wow.
One of the people with the suits.
I mean, you know how much of a Marvel and DC fan Clay is, right? Like, that was just a strike to the heart. Critical hit.
Critical hit.
That
KO.
was really funny.
Hey, Clay, you have to make an Ant-Man mask.
Yes.
Oh man, I know. I really do. I really want to make a new one.
What are you printing right now? Like what mask?
I have a Red Hood mask that I'm printing, which is a character from Batman. Mm-hmm. I have two variations of those printing right now, and then I have some coins. I have a huge DuckTales challenge that I'm doing. I'm trying to print 800 golden coins.
800.
That's a lot of plastic.
Thankfully, a company sent me a whole bunch of gold. They heard about it and sent me some stuff
They sent
to
you
do this.
Like gold-colored plastic, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
not-
to print
not
these,
bouillon.
yeah, it's gold colored. The idea is there was a challenge that someone initiated since I made a DuckTales money bin for my kid for Christmas. They were like, "Oh, you should fill up the whole bin with coins." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the goal." And then someone was like, "You should fill up a bathtub with those coins."
Oh, dear.
Where'd you go from a bathtub there?
And then you can like dive in, right? Like Scrooge.
Oh yes, so
That's
you
the
should have
idea.
a photo
That's
of
the
yourself
idea.
in the bath with all the coins.
I would definitely subscribe to your Patreon to see that. That would be what gets me over the edge.
We'll
You
see.
can take
We'll
my
see.
my dollar and dive into the bathtub.
I might need like 2,000 coins to fill a tub, so I might have to
Probably.
fill it with water and then put the 800 coins in.
No Black Panther mask though.
I was going to ask that.
Hey, I don't reveal the big projects.
Oh, that's spoilers. Oh, I'm excited now. You can print the Anthem Ant-Man inspired mask in 2019.
I'll print a really small one.
Oh, good lord! But I mean, back on topic though. Are you interested in the game at all, Clay? I mean, because everyone's sort of pushing it as like
I
this
think
Xbox thing.
it looked great. I'm still waiting to hear more on it. Obviously, it's one thing when you get these E3 demos or highlights. I think this year, I'm assuming this year they'll be showing it off. I would say, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that more. I'm not surprised it got pushed out to 2019. I would love this is what I'm hoping for come E3. I was just thinking about this the other day. Wasn't it just a few years ago we had E3 and Bethesda came out and was like, here's Fallout 4. Oh, and by the way, it's coming out in like 3 months. It came
Yeah,
out
they did that.
No one does that. It seems like no one does that. It's like,
Microsoft's pretty good at that. They advertise a couple of games a couple of times, and then they've been like, "Oh, by the way, you can download it."
but that's been
now.
like DLC, I think, right?
True. It's been DLC. I don't think they've done that with a game before.
Right.
I think they did that with season 2 of Killer Instinct. I think,
Maybe. Yeah.
but that doesn't really count.
I was
think
thinking
only
of,
Bethesda's done that with a game.
I was thinking the DLC for the Dead Rising 4? Dead Rising? Which was the one?
Dead Rising 3. It was the
Rising
DLC was called like Dead Rising Super Alpha EX Plus Alpha something like that. Like really long name. Capcom,
Which I
taking
still
a
have
mickey out
not.
themselves.
I didn't get a chance to play that.
Oh, it was really
DLC.
funny.
I know. It looked like it was awesome though.
It's really funny. Really good DLC. I like a good DLC when it's actually good and meaty and not just a couple skins or something. Like that's, I think, the best DLC still that I have played, like paid for and played and think I got the most amount of money out of was DLC for Borderlands 2. That was, and Borderlands 1 as well before that. They were incredible. I mean, you pay for like $5 and you can get like 60 hours or more out of the DLCs alone. It's crazy how good value they are. What's your favorite DLC before we end the podcast? That you paid for and you think you really got the most money out of? Like you bought this DLC and you're like, damn, I got some value out of that.
Maybe the first Destiny DLC. Is it Dark Below? Although to be fair, I bought them as a pack, so I think I got Dark Below. I can't remember the name of the other one. Not Taken King, not Rise of Iron. There's another one, and I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I think maybe then just because I got my time's worth out of it, and because you couldn't really play any more of the game if you didn't have it. So other than that,
definitely doesn't help.
yeah. Other than that, I don't know, because I tend to buy games where the Assassin's Creed ones as well. I mean, I haven't played the new DLC recently, the very recent one, because I had to give the game back, leave it back home for my mum to play. But the first DLC was really good missions. I can't remember the name of that one either. But I suppose I'd probably say Assassin's Creed or Destiny I got more worthwhile. But I tend to buy games in the like limited edition, so I don't really, or collector's editions. So the DLCs are already, I put them on at the beginning. So to me, it's just part of the game. It's not something I'll go, like, I don't go out my way. If I want a DLC, I'll just buy it at the beginning as a pack with like the collector's or limited edition. Usually because I save money. So.
There's a subreddit for people like you. It's our patient gamers basically where they all sit around and talk a circle jerk about how great they are for waiting for the Game of the Year editions.
Oh no, I don't wait.
What about you? Can you think of one?
Mine is probably the only one that's really coming to mind that I probably enjoyed the most is GTA 4's The Lost and the Damned. That was the biker DLC.
That was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed playing as a biker gang in that short DLC add-on.
Yeah, definitely a good one. Definitely a good one. Well, guys, I think that just about brings us to a close because it was actually kind of a quiet news week. Again, I mean, this is the start of the year, so it's always the same. But thanks so much for joining me and putting up with my god-awful hosting skills. And hopefully Ross can be here next week to actually get the train rolling in the correct direction. But guys, looking forward to seeing you next week. And for another week, Xbox, turn off.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit.
It's settled. Let's do this.
You've got to say it with a British accent as well. And Clay's here as well. Clay, welcome back.
Oh,
Clay?
yeah. Oh dear, I feel like there's going to be a massive fanfare or something. This is a long silence.
Clay!
Are you there, Clay? Okay.
Can you not
I'm
hear
not
me?
sure
What
if
the heck
this-
just happened?
I'm not sure if he's actually joking.
Can you hear me?
No.
Now we can.
I just
We can
unplugged
now.
my mic and plugged it back in. I don't know what just happened. Yeah, all of a sudden you could not hear me. Hello. Thanks to the magic of the podcast and the internets, we there was no microphone issue there momentarily.
No.